Hello, my beautiful friends. Thank you so much for your patience with the readings this month. As you can hear, I've been a little under the weather actually for almost a full week, and I've been really working hard to listen to spirit to slow my roll. So that is why I am tardy this month. I don't think I've ever put out readings this late before. So thank you all for your patience with me. I don't know if you all are feeling the collective energy, but there is a huge shift right now in our identity. So some people are having identity crisis energy, and some of us are just going through an identity shift energy. So if you don't feel like your future or the things that are unfolding for you are really tangible at this time, do not fret. That is a collective pattern. I just wanted to remind you that I will be in New York City, Brooklyn, and Manhattan, and even in Queens if that's where it takes me, on Memorial Day weekend. So Saturday, May 26th through the 28th. In the description box below, there is a link to my website for in-person reading times. If you don't see a time there that works for you, please reach out to me because I will do whatever it takes to meet you guys and link up. As always, anything that you need from me on my website can be found there in the description box. I have all a bunch of new services, including some stuff that gets you goodies in the mail, so that's super exciting. Shout out to everybody that met up with me in LA and in Oakland. You guys are magical. But an extra special shout out to my LA peeps because we had an event out there that was truly out of this realm. Truly out of this realm. So I'm extremely grateful for that. And I got slapped with this sickness to slow down right when I got back. So I've been in recuperation mode. That's the only reason you won't see me here is if I'm just tending to my own being. So yeah. Also, I do the mid-month readings for career and love on my website via Siren Gang. If you're interested in that, it's $10 a month, and you can get all the info below on that. It also includes my weekly blog and all that good stuff. So, as always, I am insanely grateful for you riding with me, being here with me, and just being humans, having this very spiritual experience, and being spiritual beings, having a human experience, and remembering that we are ebbing and flowing on this planet. I love you all. Mwah. Pisces, so I feel like you have a lot of energy fluctuating between your solar plexus, your heart chakra, and your third eye. Okay, because when I first started connecting to your energy, I got like this weird headache, am I tired? Can I just lay down? I feel like you're getting flooded with information. Flooded with intuitive information, right? Very non-physical, hard to solidify information, right? And it's coming in to open up your heart, and not open up your heart in a emotional, romantic way. Open up your heart to the field of possibilities, because your heart has its own electromagnetic field in and of itself. If you get a chakra photo taken or things like that, or an aura photo taken, you can see that. Okay, you can see that. And when we know that our heart is our compass, we navigate this dimension, right? There's a dimension, this third dimension that we were placed in a body to traverse in a lot different way. Okay. So it's important that you continue to allow your heart to open and take those deep breaths. Take those deep breaths, and then it's going into your solar plexus, and that's where it gets a little weird because, solar plexus rules the digestion, so you may just be kind of having an upset stomach this month, or just having a hard time stomaching things. You know what I mean? That could be a phrase, or that could be literal. Because you just don't really know, if you can handle all of what's coming in at once. So just watch your diet, nothing crazy. Just eat in a manner that is not going to add to any off feelings you're already having. And I feel that you're purging a fear of connecting with other people. And it's not that you're fearful in general of connecting with other people, but there's this there's this bridge, right? There's this bridge between you and the other. That could be any type of bridge, right? Any type of other person connection. And you're trying to connect with other people in a new way. And there's a hesitation and a fear because with the Nine of Wands coming up with the Judgment, there's still this preconceived notion that like the past is going to repeat itself. And was it that Rick Ross song, Knocking at the Door, Don't Let the Devil In, was playing in my head when this came up. So don't let the demons of yesteryear or even yestermonth, you know, ruin what you got cooking now, Pisces, because it's onward and upward. The electromagnetic field around your heart is widening and it's picking up a lot more. So you have to trust that, right? Because I do feel that trust resides in the solar plexus as well. Because if we're not sure of our boundaries and we're not sure of what we're capable of, we're going to have a hard time connecting to people because we're going to be afraid that people are going to take advantage of us or that we're going to put ourselves in a situation that's undesirable. Okay? So I also feel you're getting a second chance at something this month. What that is going to differ widely for all of you. I don't think this is something that has like blown up in your face before, but it's just something that you weren't sure was ever going to happen for you. So I say it never blew up in your face and I see the tower. However, it is going to change your life because we love life-changing energy. But let me get into your own spread. All right, Pisces. So this obviously is not a love reading in general, but I did get a love message while I was laying the cards before the runes, and when I put down these two cups, that really old Chris Brown song, Is This Love, started playing in my head. Is this love? And I gotta know, is this real? Because I gotta know, is it you taking over my heart? Yeah, I know I'm a great singer. I know you guys love it so much. But yeah, and then it keeps going to say, my player days are over, I gotta hang it up, okay? And that's just hilarious to me that whole like bar came through. This isn't just about love, but I do feel that this is about the new level of trust that's being required of you on an emotional level, which in turn for Pisces is always also a spiritual level, right? Because I don't think that you guys really have the ability to separate the two, which is not a bad thing at all, but you have to be aware that that's the case. You know what I mean? That your intuition and your emotional body run simultaneously, that your spirituality and your ability to connect with your feelings, whether they be romantic, platonic, whatever, because feelings really don't necessarily have a romantic shade. Feelings are just feelings. We've been conditioned to feel that feelings on a certain in a certain capacity are innately romantic or innately platonic or innately familial, but that's really not the case. And even though you are so spiritual and in tune and, you know, otherworldly, if you will, having emotions is a very human function. So for you, Pisces, there's always this temptation to just glaze everything over with just like, well, love, you know, instead of having like specific names for all the emotions that you feel. It's like there's this tendency to just like paint them all one shade. And it's not that hasn't served you well, but again, I feel like you're getting an upgrade of your palette. So it's like you don't just have like red, green, blue, purple, whatever. It's like you have, you know, forest and earth and brick and cayenne and, you know, clay. And, you know what I'm saying? You have these very specific hues that you're formulating in order to paint your picture with, okay? The overall energy is the Knight of Wands. Now, I do feel that this is about overall movement in your life and how to break free of again, your tendency to not be, I don't want to say complacent. Complacent's not the word, but just be okay with things. Okay, I do feel in general that Pisces is more okay than their opposition of Virgo to just let things be how they are and let them unfold naturally. And that's not a bad thing. But you know, sometimes it's time to hit the gas. You know what I mean? I think this is especially true if you have fire in your chart as well in a prominent placing, or if you have a stellium in fire. Okay. Though there are a decent amount of pentacles in this reading, and this may be about money or work, but I feel the pentacles are more talking about practical matters in the work you are or are not doing out in the physical realm. Okay? And how, whether you like it or not, how you feel about things and what you perceive, right, intuitively about things really impacts your level of excitement and drive towards your goals. Okay? But the Knight of Wands changes his mind quick, fast. Okay? And I don't think that you're like coming to a conclusion and then like backing out of it this month. I feel some type of gate or threshold has been lifted, and you're like, shit. Like, it's just like, bang. Like, it is not going to slap you in the face because in some level you already knew about it, right? Because you already perceived it on a feeling level. And feeling doesn't mean that you acknowledge the emotion. It means that it was residing in your vibrational makeup somewhere already. So you're not blindsided entirely. It's just now you're feeling it fully. It's coming into, again, your solar plexus, and you don't really know how to act on it, okay? I hope that makes sense because I feel like I'm talking about very, very non-physical things. So what Spirit is asking you to release this month, we have the Three of Pentacles with the rune Trust and the Five of Pentacles. Now, so this leads to 8, right? So 8 altogether is the card of working, right? The card of focusing on yourself and handling the tasks at hand. The Five of Pentacles is always about feeling separate, and to an extent feeling isolated. But to me, it's the worst kind of isolated because you're not actually alone. And with the Three of Pentacles, with excuse me, with the Three of Pentacles, there's a need to rely on other people with this Three of Pentacles. You're an apprentice. You're a student. You have things to learn. And there's nothing wrong with trusting someone to build with you. But for some of you, there's this, it would be a pattern. If this part resonates with you, it's a pattern. Don't think just because something is established with somebody, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Just because you've established and started to build something with somebody and you know they trust you does not mean that they're willing to go through endless amounts of thick and thin with you. Sorry, I had to pause and cough, whatever that was. And vice versa. You know what I mean? If someone you trust and have been trying to build something with, whether this be a job, a career, a life, you know what I mean, a partner, jeez. Do not assume that just because you've begun constructing this foundation does not mean that you need to, or the other person needs to, depending on the scenario, continue to go through like hard times. Because yes, hard times build character, and there are certain points in life or in relationships where it's the right thing to stick by somebody's side when they're going through hardship. But if trust is being violated, or you're trusting them or they're trusting you, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, to get your money together or get your physical life together or start building something, or again, you expecting that of them, just don't overestimate how long people are going to wait. And then if it's you that's waiting, like again, like you know, this person could easily keep you waiting and waiting and waiting for a while. Okay? Because some people low-key need to get left out in the cold, because until they really experience aloneness, they just think it's a joke. Also, trust alone, like trusting things are going to work out, or you trusting somebody that they're going to get their stuff together or start making money or start learning a new trade, alone is not going to cut it. Okay? But this Five of Pentacles for me, I do feel that there is a discrepancy in cash flow. Again, whether it be the people that you're trying to build something with, or you, and you're having to trust them to bring your portion to the table as well. That's going to depend on, you know, which Pisces I'm talking to. This also is a fear too of you needing to release that someone is going to like that you're not going to be supported once you start trying to learn a new trade or a new skill, or get your feet, you know, get back on your feet or something, which I know is a little bit different than what I was saying, but just know that you need to take a little bit more responsibility, or rather hold people more responsible for what's transpiring in your life, because we have 3 threes here. Okay, so the only one we're missing is swords, which is bad. We don't want the 3 of swords. But you are in a phase of construction in your life. And you are at a point where it is critical every move that you make. And it's critical that you're aware of how you feel at every moment, because you don't want to do things out of necessity, out of desperation, out of wanting to get out of this bind, and then hating what you do. So you need to follow the fire, okay? You need to follow the fire this month, because the only thing that you'll be able to sustain long term is something that you are spiritually and emotionally invested in. All right. The door that's now open for you that was once closed, we have the 3 of Cups, clarified by, actually all 3 of these came out together, what am I saying? Queen of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. And on the 7 of Cups, we have the rune Success. Now, I do want to mention that the 7 and 3 together make 10, okay, which is a new beginning. So, again, in terms of money and practical matters, I do feel that you're getting a new set of eyes, and a new perspective on how to build wealth, and just taking accountability for your life in a new fashion, right? Because Pisces energy can be very, very lovely, but sometimes y'all are very impractical about how you approach life, okay? And listen, I learned a lot from y'all as a Virgo rising. You literally are what I aim to embody, right? And if you're a Pisces rising, that means you aim to embody my energy. So we have a lot to teach each other. Now, I do feel for some of you, you will be consulting a friend, an earth sign friend, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and or a woman who is very financially savvy. Okay, this can be a woman that, you know, holds down her own household, you know, alone, whether she be a single parent, or whatever, or it could be, she can be a business owner, or just someone that is very, like, financially astute, right? Because even people with a lot of money, there's people that are wealthy that do not know how to manage their money. You know what I mean? So someone that is money manager status, okay? I don't think this is literally like a financial person, but it could be, okay? But I do feel it's someone that you're friends with, okay? And you're going to consult them as to how to sort out all these ideas that you have about what could maybe bring you success in the future that is actually going to be fulfilling, okay? And they're going to remind you as well that celebrating life is incredibly important, and not in a way that keeps you, you know, in a daze, right? Because again, too much of anything is not beneficial. But this Seven of Cups, you know, can be a lot of options where not so many are viable. Okay? So I feel this Queen of Pentacles that you're gonna console, and this can be you. This can be you tapping into that aspect of yourself if you have Earth in your chart. For those of you that are like water and fire, water and air, I don't think that's going to really hit you like that. Okay, they're gonna kind of tell you like, yo, you're saying that you have 7 cups, but in reality you got like 2, and that's better. So don't worry about it. And also that you can be an observer of all your desires and know that you don't have to chase all of them, but you have to pick one to pursue right now, because if you stay in a state of indecision because you're like, well, I want all of these things. And it's like, okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. But what can we work on right now? What 3, right? What can you put your energy in right now? Because these other 4 got to sit and marinate. They need these 3 to jump off the ground. You know what I mean? So definitely not lean on your friends, but definitely talk to your friends this month. And some of those friends may be able to offer you jobs. You may also be consulting 3 friends. You know, it really depends. But getting out there this month and socializing in a constructive manner, like with these plans in mind, will actually bring you a lot more clarity. Your current energy as it relates to all of this, in your head, we have the Tower with the rune healing. In your heart, the Page of Cups. And in your foundation, the Ace of Cups. You guys are the only sign this month that got this kind of energy, this cuppy energy. Even though I haven't done Aries yet, but so this last rune on the bottom, which is the Destiny rune, it's the blank rune. That rune wanted to come out. It actually like laid itself on the card, and I was trying to put them away, and I was like, okay, you want to stay there. Now the rune healing is on the Tower. So I think that you already had a coming to God moment, if you will. And I use the term God very loosely, obviously. But you already realized that all these preconceived notions you have about where your life is headed and what love is and what you care about and what inspires you and what drives you and where you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 20 years, you already realize that like you got humbled. The universe humbled you already, okay? The Tower is already in the midst of crumbling. You're more so now just healing from it because you don't know what to do with the rubble, right? I feel this is already dismantled, right? Your false sense of beliefs about what you are in control of and what you're not, what you do love out of life, what you don't, who's on your side, who's not, what excites you to get out of bed in the morning, who, you know, what doesn't. All of that has already unfolded to show itself what is not true, right? What is not for you. Which, what doesn't work for us better clarifies what does. Okay, that is the bonus. Now, with the healing there, know that these revelations that you've had, even though they may be unsettling right now, they were making room for all of this new loving energy to flow. Definitely doesn't have to be romantic for some of you. I think it will be. But I keep going back to how I said in the beginning that you are opening and expanding the electromagnetic field around your heart. And you're understanding that you have a lot of power when you tap into your intuitive faculties in a way that is mindful. Because you always are tapped in, but if you're not using them and channeling them into reality to make concrete steps with, it's kind of like just getting thrown at the wayside. With the Page of Cups in your heart, first you need to remember to be gentle with yourself. Okay, you are going into a new wave, and this is a new initiation of self-acceptance first and foremost. Okay, and realizing that innocence, that a little bit of innocence, yet very, very astute wisdom that you embody, right? It is astute, but it comes through as innocent. Like when you explain it to people, it sounds very innocent and childlike, but in reality it's very astute. So when you look at the world through this fresh set of hard eyes, you know, you start to have a lot more compassion for yourself and for others. And I think that you also will find that you want a lot more compassion in your life, and therefore you're willing to extend it to people that extend it to you. Now, the Ace of Cups near foundation with the rune Destiny, I feel like in a big way, Spirit is writing your story right now. But you do need to show up to the party, okay? You do need to show up to the party. And you do need to show up with an open heart and an empty cup, okay? Meaning, you know, and I think you're already on your way there. You're like, I know that I had it wrong. I had it wrong, and I have to allow Spirit to show me what it is. And I feel this is going to be a new type of creativity that comes through. But again, for some of you, I do feel there's a rejuvenation in an emotional manner. Whether that be these friends that are helping you. You start to, you know, have a new level of caring for them. Again, it doesn't have to be sexual or romantic, but it's just a new level of love. You're learning a new type of love language. It's like you're learning love in another language, and you already know 5. You know, you're expanding your repertoire. It's like I was saying with the colors. And if you try to figure out where this is headed exactly in a linear fashion, it will definitely drive you crazy because it's not yet ready to be understood. Both of these cups are coming from the future. You're just getting the vibrational makeup of it now so that your cells are ready and can recognize it when it starts to come into full form. Okay? Spirit's advice for you this month. We have the 9 of Wands with the rune Love and the 9 of Pentacles. So some of you, even if you're in a relationship, okay, I'm going to address this first. Even if you're in a relationship, I feel that you're concerned that your autonomy and your independence is on the line, and that your ability to gain financial wealth is on the line. Okay, because the 9 of Pentacles is also a lifestyle card. It's about, I know what kind of life I want to live, and I don't want anyone impeding upon that. Okay? And obviously when you're in a relationship, to an extent, compromise always needs to come to the table, right? Because when you decide to merge your life with somebody, you know, there's certain things that are, you know, you just have to shift, okay? Now, these are both 9s, so you're really close to getting over this hump. Now, this 9 of Wands, what we had in the beginning, is a very edgy, defensive energy, and it's just like, well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. And it's imperative that, especially with love, both romantic, platonic, familial, whatever, you don't use or do not fear love just because of the ways you've seen it expressed in the past. Okay? Love will never, a pure love, a love that is rooted in ultimate truth, a love that is truly from the divine heart, which is what you're getting attuned to right now, will never undermine your independence. Because in order to be in a divine union, if you will, and that has to happen within your own being first, you have to take 2 entirely whole individuals and form a third energy, okay, which is the Holy Trinity, which is all these freaking 3s, okay? So it's time to drop the association that love steals from the individual, okay? If you're dealing with somebody like that, obviously you can't make them shift. All you can do is just like let them do what they're going to do, and if they need to leave and whatever, it is what it is. But I also feel this 9 of Pentacles is a very beautiful person, someone that you admire, someone that you, again, I feel like you would take their life advice, like you admire their lifestyle, you admire the type of things that they do out in the world. You realize that they're just an overall very capable person. So it also may make you nervous because you realize this person doesn't need you, and in the past you felt maybe thrown to the side or the wayside by people that didn't need you, even though it's actually healthy to not be needed. Or this can go the other way, where you are afraid that love equals someone needing you, and therefore you'd have to sacrifice your independence. Okay, but because Spirit is advising this to you, just, you know, keep your heart open and know that my heart is like racing right now. So I think some of you honestly are going to start to like really catch feelings for somebody. Or even if you're in a relationship already, it's like a new level. It's a new level. It's like, oh my God, like this, we're really doing this now. Like this is it for real, for real. Because this feels almost like that, like, first date anxiety, or like that moment you're about to tell somebody you love them for the first time. Okay. In a little bit, I feel like for some of you, your life is flashing before your eyes, because when you connect with this person, and again, it doesn't have to be necessarily like this month, all of a sudden you fall in love. It could be like you realize there's someone in your life, or you picture the person, right? You can see the person's energy that like would really make you change everything, or you'd want to change everything for that person. It's just like this game changer. There's this. I'm getting like definitely like very interesting, very interesting vibes. You may be picking up on this person in a telepathic manner first. You may have just been sensing that they're coming, but you don't know who it is. But you will recognize them by the feeling, okay? It's going to take you by surprise. It's going to feel like you just got lit up like a Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center. And I do feel you're going to, again, have this very childlike type of energy where you're not really going to know what to do with yourself. But I think you're going to handle it well overall, because it's going to happen fast. It's going to happen fast. Most likely outcome coming into June, we have the Three of Wands with the Justice. And on Justice, we have Journey. So remember that we can't plan for everything in life, okay? We just can't. We have to just know that we're showing up as our best self and putting in our best effort every day, and that should be enough. For others of you, this could be you fall in love with a job as well, like, right? Something that's going to give you financial independence, and this justice can be a contract. Some of you may decide that you want to take your relationship to the next level and like make it legal, right? Like go just to the peace status or something like that, or move in together. But overall, there's this divine balance being struck, and the next couple steps that you take, okay, Pisces, is going to bring a level of equality and reciprocity into your life that you have previously not experienced. But this is just the beginning. With the Three of Wands here, you're just now stepping out onto the threshold of something big. Okay, notice how both of these cards are yellow-orange, and I was talking about the solar plexus, and also this leads into the sacral chakra, which is understanding your power to birth things, right? Your creative power. So stand true, and even though the energy is going to get overwhelming, I can feel it. It's going to get overwhelming. It's going to get a little nerve-wracking because you're not going to know how to channel it. You're not going to know how to channel it at first. Ground yourself this month for sure. Like, if it's warm out where you live, go outside, put your feet on the earth. Ask, say that you're planting roots into the earth and ask the energy to flow back into it. Because I can feel it in the heart space now. It's electrifying. And it is a new type of love. It is a very new love. And I think for a good portion of you, it's going to be a new lover, new feelings for a current lover, or you're going to realize again that like this new love for life, this new lease on life, and just that there's nothing to fear anymore, There's just nothing to fear anymore. Let's get one that's going to make it clear. But this energy is, something. I guess we'll read both. I am a clear thinker and I express myself with ease. The key to creativity is knowing that my thinking creates my experience. I use this key in every area of my life. And we're just going to read the back of this one. I meditate on a daily basis and reap the benefits from the practice. So yeah, you're going to get a lot of energy upgrades this month, Pisces, that you're going to have to find a way to root yourself. And I do feel that you're going to be getting a lot of creative ideas that you need to channel into something. It can't just be into one medium. It's going to have to be into multiple. I'm thinking three, big for real, three. Whether it be like one private project, one work project, and a personal project, something like that, okay? Yeah, this was really good, and like the energy I'm feeling is very unexpected, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.